Okay, so today we're going to look at the carbon cycle. So we'll see how the carbon dioxide is in the air is recycled naturally through photosynthesis, respiration and combustion, and we will see how human activities are affecting the carbon cycle, leading to the increase of carbon dioxide levels in the atmosphere. So it's based around these pages of your iBook, so the last sort of topic before we go back and look at plant transport. So let's have a see what's going on with the carbon cycle. Well, where does it begin? Begins with producers, plants taking in carbon dioxide, combining them with water and using the sunlight's energy. Then it is turned into carbohydrates, and we can see the carbon that was in the carbon dioxide present within the glucose molecule. So this, of course, can be converted to starch, all the other plants, but all the other molecules inside the plant, but the fundamental thing is they all contain carbon atoms. Right, so there it is, and obviously when animals eat the plant tissues, then the carbon goes into their bodies as well. When things respire, the carbon dioxide is released from the glucose molecules, and of course that can go back into the atmosphere, and of course plants are respiring as well. So we've already got a bit of a cycle going on with photosynthesis, removing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, passing it to the animals when it feeds, and we've got both of them respiring and returning it. Okay, not everything gets eaten and the carbon passed on. Things die and the carbon doesn't remain locked up in the bodies of the plants and the animals. Respiration carried out by the decomposers releases it back into the atmosphere that way. And of course combustion is a sort of a shortcut to releasing carbon in plant material as well. Okay, if things do not rot, particularly if they're dying and there's very low levels of oxygen, then over many millions of years they will form a fossil fuel, and of course when that is burnt, that releases the carbon dioxide back into the atmosphere. But think of these fossil fuels, we call them carbon sinks. So rock can act as a carbon sink, certainly carboniferous rocks. So the sort of rocks that you find fossils in, because remember shells, calcium carbonate, so that's locked up as well. But of course fossil fuels, carbon sinks, they are long-term stores of carbon. Okay, so this is what I've said about fossils as well. Good. Right, so if we want to bring that all together into a cycle, then what we see, the only arrow removing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere is photosynthesis. We have the respiration in plants, in the animals, in the decomposers. We have things dying, and of course when they respire there, we can have carbonates forming, which can, in a volcanic eruption, be released into the atmosphere, so an extreme form of combustion there, and of course weathering, when you see things like statues, you can see them weathering, or buildings even, so the carbon dioxide is being released back into the atmosphere, particularly when we have acid rain falling on our carbonate rocks. And of course we've got the formation of fossil fuels, and we're burning them as well. So how's mankind affecting the carbon cycle? Well, the main problem that we have is since the Industrial Revolution, we've had an awful lot of combustion of fossil fuels, releasing extra carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. And we've got less photosynthesis, so as we have deforestation, so we're removing large areas of forest which had been removing the carbon dioxide. So we've got a double whammy really of adding extra carbon dioxide to the atmosphere and not removing as much either. And this has led to the problem that we have of global warming. So we need some global warming, and some of the heat is trapped in the atmosphere, but as we get to modern day levels of carbon dioxide, then we're trapping more and more of that energy in the atmosphere, leading to the warming of the planet there. Right, so what do I need you to do? So what I'd like you to do, there's a Nearpod for you to have a go at after you've watched this. draw a diagram, so probably base it around that, and just a couple of sentences to explain how human activities are affecting the cycle. And importantly, photograph and upload your work for feedback. It is perfectly fine if you want to do it on any form of document, just do it to get it to me so that I can give you some feedback. Great, thank you.